Today, we're taking a look at Apple Games, a parallel version of the App Store just for games. Welcome to episode 41 of the App Breakdown. So I've wanted to do a deep dive into the design of the App Store for a long time because I really love it as like a separate app, but I could never bring myself to do it because it's the App Store, it's not really an app. Maybe I'll do it in the future, but in the meantime, there's Apple Games. And Apple Games to me is almost like an upgraded version of the App Store. So we're going to be taking a look at it today. There's a lot that I love about it. I have browsed through briefly, but not very in depth. So let's go ahead and open it up. One of the things that I love the most about the app and that you can see straight away from the home screen is how light it feels, even though it's very information dense. So for example, here you can see the featured section up top that takes up like 2/3 of the screen. And then you have continue playing with a bunch of games that I've been testing. Even on this screen with almost no text, you can tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different apps and like access them in one tap essentially. Let's take a complete look at what the home looks like here and what sections are part of it. So first we have the featured section, little carousel here with either images or videos. I wish they kept the central button as you swipe and then there would be just one button. But anyway, tiny detail. Then you have continue playing with just the icons for different games that I've tested in the past. I'm not a big phone gamer, but I do like to test the games. Something that is interesting here is notice how on the games that you've played in the past, so the games in the continue playing section, they don't have titles, they don't have descriptions, they don't have ratings, they don't have any of that. They just assume that you know the game. And by doing this, they basically lower the amount of visual noise by a lot. So this is very interesting approach. Then below that, we have suggested friends. We have Pipa and Julien and Valentin. And we have these just little cards. These are very unique. I'm not sure if I love the layout of like the left align name and from contacts, but let's try sending an invite here to Valentin. Okay, nice little sheet. Share game activity with your friends. Okay, let's tap share. Share with friends. Boom. What happened? Nothing happened. I have no idea. Okay, let's also invite Pipa. Okay, so there's no secondary action. They're just being invited. I guess this is one of the benefits of being Apple themselves, is that you can deliver invites to people straight to their OS without any friction whatsoever. Notice how I don't have to send an iMessage. I don't actually know how they're going to get this, but I'm guessing it's an OS level notification. And so it also has high conversions. Okay. Then we have top played. Again, a completely different section. In this one, I like much more the layout with the number and the app icon and then the title and description. Very cool, actually, this section, very colorful. You can see how every background color is adaptable to the icon of the app. And this is a theme throughout the entire app. Then next, we have recommendations based on a specific game. Oh, and now everything refreshed for some reason. Okay, so these are recommendations based on a specific game. And here they use more of the App Store style, where you have an image from the game and then kind of the blurred view at the bottom. Then you have a repeated layout, this time for top arcade games, whereas before was top played games. So this is them promoting their own arcade games. Then you have category browsing with some nice colorful pills, events, again, friend suggestions, same list, new games that we love. And here there's much more information density with just these horizontal rows and then basically more of the same thing. So basically from the point where we get to these new games we love, they're reusing the same elements, which is fair, you know. It works well. They have like 5 or 6 different ways to display the same type of content here. Very creative ones and all refreshing because it looks light. There's a lot of information, but it looks light. So now we're gonna tap into each of these. Let's start by tapping here on read more on the hero section. See what it does. It pulls up a sheet with a check mark on top right. Nothing too fancy. And then below we have like a condensed view of different apps. So look at how many apps fit on this screen. This is perfect for basically blasting as many apps as they can into the screen and hoping that you're gonna like one of them and click one of them. Because what matters here is you actually tapping one of the apps and playing the game. So let's close that. and click into one of the top played games. Actually, let's click into the category first. So you see at the little chevron and title up top, you can tap into it, and view comes from the right. You have a complete list of top played games. So very interesting. I wish the bottom nav did something as you scroll, because it feels kind of intrusive right here. And let's tap into the first app, Brawl Stars. So again, view coming from the right, very nice background, completely adapted to the app icon. We have the center aligned text up top. Then we have the nice little rounded corner previews for the app, and then just more types of information. All right. Very cool. I love these glass boxes. It's one thing where iOS 26 really shines is in these types of compartmentalized information. Okay, let's go back here and go back again and try tapping into this section, which leads us into another view from the right that just has these little cards in them. So for example, if we tap here into Last War Survival, again, same thing. And all of these are going to be very similar. Oh, we have achievements on this one and leaderboards, so that's interesting. If we tap into them, friends, global. Oh, nice, we get to see what a leaderboard looks like. So just a recap here, I'm on the Last War Survivals page. It looks very nice because of the background. I love it. Then we can go into leaderboards, tap into one of them. It promotes the friends leaderboards first, which makes sense. And then you have the global leaderboard. You can view the game from here, or you can see the different people and tap into them. Oh no, you can actually not tap into them. So it's not as much about social discovery as it is just about competing. Okay, let's go back. Nice little leaderboard, pretty basic. Oh man, I love Plants vs. Zombies. Go back here and try another top category, similar to the first one. So I'm not gonna go into it. We have browse categories. So as I tap into them, it's just a big list of the different categories. We're gonna go into indie here, and it looks just like the previous section. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, gee, this is quite repetitive, but it's actually the opposite, where because things are predictable, because you know what kind of modules and what kind of information you'll find in pages, you can navigate fast and you can navigate with confidence. Basically, even as a new user, I can now go into most of these pages and know what the heck I'm gonna find there and how. And that's very important for discovery, because you don't want your users guessing, you don't want them feeling lost. So I really love this methodology of just having a few modules and then replicating them. All right, let's go into events, tap into it. We only have one event. So if we tap, opens up a sheet from the bottom with happening now on the top left. Oh, it's misaligned with the top right, or it's top aligned, but it doesn't look great anyway. And here we can only tap view at the bottom to open piano tiles, and it opens within the sheet. So interesting choice here. And we have the events and the challenges. Let's tap into one of the challenges, see what it looks like. Sheet on top of sheet. You can start or add a player. Okay, I really love this interaction actually. Let's go back, see our achievements here. Oh, I was expecting a more interesting page where you could see the achievement, kind of like Apple Fitness. But no, it's just a little lower. So let's go back. Go back here, go back there. Okay, this navigation was not the cleanest. I'm not sure you noticed, but I had to tap around a bit to exit it. Okay, and for the last category, let's see new games we love. And here we have the same structure as we had before, but on the front you can see they have like one featured game and then the rest of them. So this is very interesting. So let's actually explore the bottom tab now, which we haven't looked at all. Let's click on Arcade. So now here in Arcade, we have a somewhat similar style, somewhat similar layout, same modules, very similar, but we have a few different things. So first we have Challenge Your Friends, and this 2x2 layout, I don't think we had seen on the home. So that's a new layout. Then we also have this category scroll here up top, which is something that we didn't have before. And if we just tap here on, let's say, action, it takes us to a separate page with a big list. I wish this list was more dense, because as I tapped in action, I wanted to see almost a list of all action games. And so this list is not dense enough for that. All right, what else do we have here? We have seen these modules. We have seen all of this. Not many new things to see. And here at the bottom, they have the Apple Arcade like illustration. I wish it was an actual carousel, but it's not. It's just for show, which is a bit of some wasted space. But at the bottom, you do have see all games. So let's see what that looks like. See all games. You have the coming soon up top. We have some horizontal scrolls. Okay. And then is it just a big list? It is just a big list. Fair enough. And they are chronologically ordered. So this is really your like, I want to see everything view. Okay, let's go back to arcade by tapping on the bottom nav. Tap again to scroll up. Very important navigational pattern to tap to go back to the view. And if you're in the view, tap to go back up. I cannot recommend doing this enough because this is something that I do on all the apps. And then we have friends. So I'm not even sure what friends I have here. Okay, so we have challenge your friends, what to play together, get started. Okay, so I don't have any friends on Apple Arcade, I'm guessing. Let's tap the top banner, challenge your friends, pick a game, invite your friends, set the rules. Okay, let's try this flow. Continue. Challengers. So we're gonna go into piano tiles. Oh, so it's the same flow that we had seen before. And start and add players. Oh, does it actually just go into the game? No, okay, so now I can select. So I'm just gonna go and select Valentin here, click invite, and now I have no idea what happened. Okay, it's here on invited, but because I didn't actually read any of the copy, it's confusing, but it's my fault. Okay, so now we have a challenge on piano tiles. Okay, interesting. Not gonna do the challenge now, obviously. Oh, we have an active challenges, big banner here. So that's pretty cool. And we have a button. Whoa, is this a CTA to create a challenge on the top left? Okay, this is a very interesting button. I did not expect to see Apple do this as a button. Okay, I'm going wild, eh? Okay, let's close that. We also have completed challenges and wins. If I tap into an active challenge, it takes us to the view that we were just seeing. Cool. And that's pretty much it. At the bottom is just a big scroll of my contacts for me to add. Okay, and then we have library. So library, we have the games that I've tested recently. I want to do a video on this top one. It's an AI boyfriend app that apparently Chinese people are getting addicted to. I'm studying what I can learn from it. I gotta say it's a very weird app. But anyway, with that aside, essentially we have here the games that I've played, the events up top, and the achievements. So if I tap on events, we just see current events across games that I have installed. Okay, so this is like, what am I missing from the games that I play? It's not as much about general discovery. Then we have achievements. Okay, so this also filters out achievements for my specific set of games, and that's pretty much it. Then we just have individual games. So let's also explore search. Boom. You can see that search is actually 2 taps away. So this is an interesting pattern where if you tap search, it actually expands the search, but it does not pull up the keyboard. It just puts you in a sort of empty state discovery mode. And only then can you tap the keyboard and actually start searching. So in this case, we're gonna do Clash Royale. And here, because it's search, because you're looking for something specific, you can see that they give you a very dense view with no icons, no nothing. So let's just tap on top on Clash Royale. And now it's after you tap that they give you the categories up top of all games, arcade, library, and then the scroll of information. And you can just go between these. Okay, so now let's close this and go back. Cool, so we've just taken a look at Apple games. We have seen great ways to display different information with different densities. We have seen what a light user interface looks like, even without the use of many panels. We have seen some interesting flows to add people, start competitions, and search for games related to other games you've played. I think there's a lot of gold in some of these Apple apps that it goes underexplored. So if you have the time, go through the app yourself, and I'll see you on episode 42.